Welcome back to another episode of Waiting for Players. I'm Adam.
I'm John.
I'm Adam. Are you?
And I'm Peter.
You guys okay back there?
I'm Josh, and that was awesome.
I didn't see it.
I watched that whole thing.
I mouthed along right with him.
It was pretty good.
I'm so glad you can join us again, John.
Thank
It's
you.
been a while.
He's gonna be
been a
gone.
while.
I feel like it's been a long time.
But-
He's also gonna miss next week, so he's gone again.
Yeah.
Well,
Man's got
you-
shit to do.
But I'll be in a different country, so it's like the best excuse you could have.
No,
like
it's
I
actually a
will
pretty
literally
shitty
be
one.
unreachable.
That's
Because
not
I'm
true. We
going
can
to
get you on
South
Skype.
Africa. Just kidding.
South Africa.
Zimbabwe.
You know,
It's going to go to an Antwerp
Going to
Isn't that like
Ethiopia.
Central Africa?
Yeah, it is. It is. I just keep changing it. Don't worry about it.
Let me look it up real quick, John, just because I need
What?
to know.
I know where it
Zimbabwe.
is. You don't know where Zimbabwe is?
No, I don't.
Well, I know because I'm going
Where is it,
there.
John?
I hope you know.
Where
It's
is
in
it?
Africa.
It's actually in
What do you
southern.
mean?
It's in the southern area of Africa.
Yeah,
Oh,
Zimbabwe.
there you go.
No, I
It's
needed
not-
more
must be going
specific
there
than that.
for
You
real
can't get away
Yeah,
with
I
just
am,
saying it's in
obviously.
Africa.
It's
It's in
on
one
the
of the largest continents on the world, is where it's at.
On the
Peter.
world.
So that's
He's
the
not
reason why
wrong.
John won't be here
Yeah,
again.
it's not wrong.
It's not above the world.
Thanks for gracing us with your presence. though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And me,
You're welcome.
I'm sure.
Oh, Peter's
Now-
back.
I was just too late getting done with PAX last week.
That's right. I think we did kind of promise that we would have him fill us in on.
Not only
on
that,
his
but we
side
did
of
see his
facts.
gamer tag pop up when he started playing games last
Yeah.
week.
Shadowverse,
At
I
like
believe.
8:45 or 8:50, man.
Calm down, That's
Jesus.
fine.
Had a long weekend.
We were just happy to see you.
Yeah, I was happy to see you guys.
You got paid for
now
it, too.
tonight when I arrived.
Yeah,
I
that's
did get
pretty
paid
sweet.
to go. Yeah, that was a nice turn of events instead of having to pay a bunch of money to
So
go.
how was your experience as an enforcer? At least as much as you can tell us.
I can tell you pretty much everything. There's nothing special about what I did. So I was a spare boarder. So I hung out. And then basically, when other departments need help, pretty much no matter what it is, they say like, we need 2 people over here, and then they go, I need 2 people to go over to like, let's just say the merch booth and do some line management, or you need to run orange juice to the guy signing autographs.
You were one of those
all the way
people
across
that's
town
like,
at the
that's
West
like
End.
scoot over to the wall when you have to keep
No,
this clear right here.
I was line entertainment, so I had to stand there
Dance.
and I had to stand there and make small talk with everybody as they got to me, and then I would distract them from getting in line, and then the people that were like waving them over would be like, I can take somebody, and I'm like, oh, you go right over there, thank you.
That's a perfect gig for you.
Yeah, after about an hour and a half though, I was pretty good on it.
Over it.
I was like, that's a lot of continuous small talk. Like, but it was still a lot of fun. Like, I got to meet a lot of interesting people, find out how they were enjoying the show.
Nice.
General consensus was they really liked this year.
I want it marked 9/11/2017. John said he didn't want to keep talking and get paid.
Yeah.
I just want that known.
I'll
Everybody's
do
on
it for
the.
free. Money has nothing to do
It'll be
with it. It's just
evidentiary
gotta be the
support
right,
for
the
new
right
arguments.
atmosphere.
You could have just started telling stories about your brother Bobby, and you'd have been great for hours.
Hours.
Any brother. It doesn't have to be
Yeah.
Bobby.
Well, then after
I tell
Bobby's,
stories about me. What do you want to hear?
Nothing I've heard.
we've heard it
I
all.
want to hear about that time you killed that rabbit after I killed that rabbit.
Oh man, no, we're not going there. That story's off limits. No,
'Cause he
so
killed it with
I
his
had a lot of
dick.
fun, and I just worked 2 to 7 every day, and so I went to the show beforehand, and actually got to go like enjoy the event.
Nice.
In Expo. I went and talked to a lot of like indie developers mostly, because I'm not a line person, and 3 hours to go test out a game for me, like maybe back in the day when I was there all day and I had all the time, I might take a day and go play the ones I really wanted to try, but with only having like maybe 4 hours in between that and my shift, I was like, I don't want to spend 3 of those 4 hours in one spot,
Even
not
if you,
doing anything.
Even if you're going the whole day, you still.
But
gotta
if you
be
have
kinda,
4 days, you can.
If you're going all
afford it.
4 days, yeah. But if you're going just one day, you still have to be pretty selective. of what
Exactly.
you-
And
Yeah.
so the indie developers are generally more fun to talk to, more accessible.
Way more accessible.
And
Yeah.
the games themselves are generally like really interesting, and they're so excited about them, and they're usually a small team, so like it's not like, oh, like, yeah, really all I did was manage part of the team or something. when
I'm
you
in
talk
charge
to
of social
somebody.
media.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas, like, you go talk to the indie developer, and he's like, yeah, I'm like the main designer, I'm also the CEO of the company, and you're just like, okay, rad. Like, this is the fucking guy to talk to about this game.
If not, it's publisher.
Yeah, exactly. And so it was just really, really neat. There's a lot of cool ones. The one I never got to look more into that I meant to was the
Japanese one?
the card game.
Yeah.
Game sucks.
Does
Does
it?
it?
Yeah, it's
You've
not good.
used it?
I played it before. We have a copy of it at my company.
Does it learn Japanese while you play a card game?
I mean, it does work that way, but there's nothing specifically unique about it that warrants its price point, in my opinion.
How much is it?
$90.
Oh.
I checked.
Wow.
And it's an indie game?
Yeah,
It's a physical card
It's just
game.
a card
physical
game,
card
like a-
game
yeah.
made by an independent company, so I guess it's an indie game. If we want to define
I thought it
like
was
that,
a
but-
digital card game.
No, it's a card game. They were there. They've been there for the last 2 PAX, not
really?
including this one. I didn't see them there this time, but
premise-
They were there.
They're on the 6th floor again.
Yeah.
yeah.
The premise seemed kind of cool.
The
but-
premise is cool, and I think that if it was, given what it is, a card game that teaches you Japanese, I feel like it should be way more accessible than $90.
Yeah.
They may have changed the price. That was just what I understood about having
Yeah.
all of the different packs.
Well, there is a lot of packs,
Yeah.
like food, conjugation, and there's like a pack for everything, like travel would be its own pack, and so you learn all the words associated
Sexy
with travel.
talk.
But let's say that you did buy one of the packs. I mean, a deck of cards. I don't see that even being more than $10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now, as far as the fun of playing it, is it fairly fun to play and learn?
I'd say that given the fact that it's teaching you a language, it's pretty fun.
Okay.
Yeah, but
'Cause, yeah.
But if they want to get their message out there, like learn Japanese easy, then it's got to be anybody can buy this. And
Right.
I feel like right now their probably only market is like schools and teachers that would get it for the classroom.
Maybe,
So,
yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah,
I
it
would've-
seems-
If it was like $20 or so, I would have considered it.
Yeah, no, it's
And that's how I feel about it too. I mean,
Yeah. So I think the big question is, do you know how to speak Japanese now because of it?
I need to play way more than a couple of times now to speak Japanese. I had the benefit of playing with someone that had taken, college level Japanese, so they already knew
A decent
a
amount.
decent amount. So I got a lot of it explained to me. But they said that it did a fairly good job of teaching you Japanese. I feel like there's probably some holes in the way that you learn that, but given that you're like absorbing it through this secondary medium, makes it so you don't have to focus on just learning it. You can play this game.
Yeah. As opposed to just sitting in a classroom being, taught Japanese, which is probably not nearly as fun.
Well, I've taken a Japanese class before, and it's fucking boring. So
I believe it. I've taken Spanish, and it was also boring as
okay.
fuck.
I can't find it right now because it wants to show me a bunch of other Japanese cards.
yeah,
So
magic Japanese cards.
yeah, and like,
With squids
how
everywhere.
much are my Mario Japanese cards worth? I didn't know there's Mario cards.
That's news to me too.
Yeah, no, I thought the layout of PAX was extremely awesome this year for the most part on the main floor. So the indie area was still pretty packed, but like a lot of the main areas, like the aisles were really big, and so there wasn't as much like backup of just walking. But
Not
they
like
also spread it
Comic-Con?
out across like 5 buildings. Like the main theater was
Right.
at Benaroya Hall in Seattle. The Westin had the swag bags as well as like panels, and like the autograph signing was at the Westin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then you had the Sheridan, like you normally have the Sheridan, and then
All Magic the Gathering and gaming. That's all that is.
That's the one right across
Was
the
MTG
street, right?
there this year?
yeah,
Okay,
they were at the Sheridan.
that might be the last year then that they
Yeah.
do it because they were.
Well, actually, I don't
talking
know that
about it.
there was people selling Magic stuff. but I
Last year
don't
they
know
had they had a fucking carnival on the street. Like
Yeah, that's what Monster had this year.
Oh,
Monster
really?
was like out and had a big semi truck with all the stuff.
Was
and,
that
like,
across the
Really?
street from the convention center?
Yeah, down there's
that
like an
street,
empty
like
lot.
9th
Yeah,
Street or something.
yeah, and it was right by like Olive, I think is it?
Yeah.
Street.
Mhm.
Yeah, right by Olive, and like I kind of want to go over. It kind of looked like it was freaking hopping over there at the Monster hangout, but like. Those things are always fun because usually it's like all you can drink energy drinks until you decide to leave that place. Like,
You would be about that, John.
yeah, I hate
He's all
energy
about that.
drinks.
They're your
Terrible for the,
vodka.
What was that
are.
energy powder? Like we were
Oh, dude, G Fuel.
G Fuel.
Dude,
Yeah.
G Fuel is good. So you're
is
talking
good.
like 0 calories, like low in the sugar, high in the caffeine. Super
That can't
good.
be healthy.
They had like
It's so
an
tasty.
assembly line you could just walk
Oh
down.
god,
and
dude, I
just
went down
taste.
it a few times, and like one time I had to on my way to the back like one of my favorite things for being an enforcer that I got to do is like just clearing out the expo hall at the end of the day, like when it's time, because you literally become an army of enforcers. Like there's just a ton, and you go the whole way across the expo hall, across the back wall,
Big line.
and then at 6 o'clock, it's like gotta go, see ya, and then we just keep pushing forward, and then we try to get a better and better time each night, like for clearing the expo hall. So you would think, right? So
Speed
across
runs.
the main floor, so I'm talking like all the way across the back one, across the sky bridge, and out through the thing, 14 minutes. 14 and a half minutes.
Wow, that's pretty good.
That
On
is.
the last day, to push everybody
I was
out.
thinking more like 30 minutes.
By the last day, people seem to really have it, and so normally the vendors are a lot more like willing
To help?
to like sit there and still talk to people and be like, you know, like let me.
Not
finish
on
what
the
I'm doing.
last day.
And on the last day, because like literally like 30 minutes after it's over, like people are coming out with crates and forklifts and shit, and
Oh,
shit's
yeah.
just disappearing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we were like coming up on booths and like we stopped and I turned back around and there was all these big black tubs open and they were putting monitors in them in like 5 seconds. I was like, where did you come from? And like already disassembling the booth.
Veterans,
People,
man.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Like,
So-
the bigger companies, they have people that have assistants.
Yeah.
Did,
for sure.
That crap disappears.
This is kind of a specific one. Did Rooster Teeth have a booth this year?
Oh yeah,
Huh?
a big
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did.
And what was
and a
what-
big merch store.
Yeah,
like
what was
they were big.
What was that like? Was it always busy or?
Was they like?
Yeah, no, they were really busy. I was actually gonna go check it out and take some pictures for you. I think I took a picture of the booth itself.
Yeah.
But I tried not to get too close because the line just to get up to like the merch counter was
Yeah.
pretty gnarly.
I
And,
walked
like,
through the booth, but I didn't go up to it.
yeah,
so.
like to actually buy stuff. Like there was the one time I was by it that I remember like thinking I wanted to look at it, because I bought the Achievement Hunter bag.
Yeah.
The one time, and I was
Yeah, I
thinking
was
about
with
getting
you.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna skip.
Yeah, that was the year that was either that year or the year before that I met Monty It was
That was
right
the same year,
it was
same year.
right before he died.
Yeah.
Way to kill him.
Yeah, Jesus,
The
bro.
only person that I recognized at the Rooster Teeth booth was Bruce
Oh, right on.
from Funhouse.
Bruce is
Yeah.
awesome.
But the Exploding Kittens booth, they had a cool like exploding kitten vending machine thing you could do.
Yeah.
I saw that. I saw a video of that with an actual person inside, like holding stuff up.
Yeah. I didn't go over there. I heard tell of it. Again, crowded booth.
Yeah.
Like I'm a crowd avoider. Like I come back if I can. Like when the crowd dies down if I can. But if I can't, then I just keep moving. Because
Especially
like I
when
said,
you've only got 4 hours a day. Like,
I was just on
Even
limited
with
time and
all
like
the hours in the day with 4-day passes,
Yeah.
I'm like the last 3 years in a row. I don't see everything.
no, yeah.
there's just no way to
just
do it.
can't.
I got to play Rocket Leagues at the Rocket League booth, and then I got to play in a tournament, but it was for what's that game style? Rumble.
Rumble?
Rumble. Yeah, I
All
got to
the
play
power-ups?
Rumble. Yeah, my team sucked, but I was killing it, man. We beat the first game. We
Rumble's
won
the best. Rumble is the best game.
We won
for-
the first game 3-0, and I scored all 3 goals, and I made a bunch of saves, and like my teammates were like, "Yeah!" And I was like, I was feeling all good. And then the next team we played, freaking just obliterated. Like,
punchy glove. Boom.
oh dude, this guy like drove, like hit the ball up off the roof, and then like boosted up across the roof, and then punchy gloved it like across the map into the goal. And I was like, "Get out of here!" You know,
Did
like
you
what
like
are you
lean around
supposed
the computer and go, get out of here?
to- How many hours you play?
Yeah. Huh? Oh, you're pro.
Did you find any Rocket League friends, John?
I didn't, but I also
Oh,
went over there
sorry.
and just played one morning because there wasn't many people there right when I got there, and they always had Rocket Leagues up, and I was just like, I get a little Rocket Leagues on.
Rocket Leagues with an S.
Always.
I
Rocket
can't help
Leagues
it.
with an S.
Always.
I can't help it. And then the Razor booth gave away a ton of awesome stuff. They had like 3 raffle times a day, like 12, 3, and 5.
Did you ever win anything?
No, I had 925, and the very first one they called was 927.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, it's so close.
You're like, 9, yes, 2, yes, 7. Fuck.
Dude, that's exactly how it goes. Because each number, you're just like, only a few choices.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, they're like 7, and I'm like, oh, and then the guy, like, 5 people over is like, whoa!
What did he win? Dude?
Oh, he got a headset. A really nice headset.
Nice.
Everything they gave away was really
Oh, of
nice.
course,
yeah.
Dude. They gave away their newest keyboard, which I really wanted, and the
It's
number
sexy,
wasn't
isn't
even
it?
close. Yeah, they were like
1.
756, and I was like, that's not even.
Was that the same booth
See
with
ya.
that wall of keyboards?
No.
Remember the one where we went up to
Yeah,
Bethesda?
we were playing. And we were asking if wondering if they had a keylogger.
Yeah. Don't type in your password.
And then who was it?
That'd be hilarious just to see what happened throughout.
Yeah.
See what
the-
people
yeah.
typed.
Was
I
it-
fucked my
Hey.
mother.
Was it Justin or Jason?
Justin.
Justin, is he the one? Oh yeah, it's Justin. He goes, Let me just put my social security number in here real quick. On the wall of keyboards. But, yeah, no, all in all, like, I had an awesome time working it and just getting to check it out.
Nice.
Peter was nice enough to let me stay at his place, and I just Ubered up and down the hill.
Yeah.
For the most part, I had good Uber
You're
experiences.
definitely gonna do it again then.
Oh, yeah.
As long as they let you. I don't know how that works. If once you're in, are you in now or nice?
Yeah, I just have to
It's a
renew
club.
next year.
You can get more of us
Yeah.
in the club, maybe.
I want to be in the club.
I can't.
Oh.
You're
But
too low on
you got-
the.
Yeah, I'm a newbie. I'm a nub. They got cool names
Wait,
like
they do have ranks.
Sugar Bear. Like, that's a rank.
So where?
So, like,
how
I
many
asked the
ranks
guy,
are
I was
there?
like, he kept calling people Sugar Bear, and I asked this guy that was working Spearboard with me, I was like, how many people do you call Sugar Bear? And he's like, well, first off, Sugar Bear's a rank, so shows what you know. And I was like, apparently.
What rank
was
were
like-
you? Casual?
I don't think I get a rank.
Oh.
Oh, I thought you were
They
noob.
just
I
like,
thought
count
noob was
yourself
literally
lucky
rank.
to be here, noob.
Yeah.
we gotta get the number and names of all of these
Like
ranks.
Snowflake, Lieutenant.
I know.
Like, I mean, I need
Snowflake?
That's special. You know, if you don't
Because
know
my
about
fur
it, you'll
is
never
That's
know.
got to be the
Right.
noob. If
No.
someone's a snowflake, they
No,
gotta
no.
be low up
No,
above,
no, Snowflake is like ancient.
above lieutenant.
Yeah. Well, no. So PAX only has a handful of people that are lieutenants, like 3 or 4, and they deal with the big problems. You know.
They get paid the big bucks.
I don't know if they get paid. All I know is they have the.
All I know is I'm
work
very
the
defensive
longest
about
hours. No, they work the longest hours.
It
and
sounds like there are secrets still.
there are secrets.
Yeah.
I can't talk to you anymore. I have to go. I have to go.
So let's
Right.
let's rapid fire through the news.
Yeah, let's fire away.
Pew pew.
The first thing that's worth
rapid
mentioning is the first thing worth mentioning is that Nintendo cannot promise to have enough Switches for the holiday.
I'm not surprised.
Big
They
surprise.
Yeah. They always
This-
have production issues around the holidays.
This is like a
Issues?
standard. Yeah, this
I
is,
think this is engineered.
Oh,
that they
gotta
do
be.
it that
absolutely.
way.
Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right.
It's like
This is a-
multi-billion-dollar
Sorry,
corporation can't make enough Switches.
issues.
This is a standard Nintendo tactic. I'm pretty sure every console has shortages.
Well, the NES Classic, like,
Oh yeah, we made like 40 of them. Everybody, sorry.
Yeah, right. We didn't think they were gonna sell that good. Just kidding. We knew.
they make games for everybody, but they don't want everybody to have them.
right.
We only have 200
Switch,
consoles
actually.
and 50,000 copies of the games. Figure it out.
Well, so you can have multiples.
Yeah, exactly.
You could keep one in the box.
100 copies a person.
Yeah.
Just give them breaks.
Hell yeah. But yeah, no, I'm not shocked at this at all. Like Nintendo has never been able to meet the demand.
Yeah.
Like Pete said, probably
Well,
on
it-
purpose.
Do you guys see this clickbait on the side? YouTuber PewDiePie faces backlash after saying N-word.
It's true. I read
So-
about it.
Peter talking about the Nintendo Classic actually made me remember the Super Nintendo Classic is coming out soon.
Yeah, and I bet that's gonna have fucking production problems
September
as well.
September
They'll
29th.
totally make enough.
September 29th, 2017. $79.99. But
That's not bad.
the cool thing is that there's an article from Ars Technica that says Super NES Classic production has been dramatically increased.
Okay, cool. Maybe I'll eat my words,
Yeah.
but maybe not.
Probably
Right.
not.
But I do. I'm excited about the SNES
No, like,
Classic
we made
because they have
60.
it has Star Fox 2 in it.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
Which is really cool. So,
Star Fox, man. Now that.
which wasn't Star Fox 2 wasn't available in the U.S.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
No.
I played Star Fox. Was it Super Nintendo?
I'm pretty sure the ROM's been around
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
if you know how to use emulators and stuff, yeah.
No,
So
I
Nintendo
don't.
Nintendo of America president Reggie Fils-Aime, I think he's French, he tried to downplay the concerns about the lack or the concerns about the lack of production based on the NES Classic. But he says that the company has dramatically increased production to try and satisfy demand. They want to produce significantly more units of the SNES Classic Edition than they did the NES Classic Edition. And said he would strongly urge you not to overbid on an SNES Classic on any auction sites. You shouldn't have to pay more than $79.99.
That's-
Well, that's
You
good.
shouldn't.
Well, no, you shouldn't,
but
right?
People do.
People still will.
Oh yeah.
But all I can say is there's no supply choke point. There are multiple choke points, and he won't go into any more detail. But it's not just one component that is the problem with the NES Classic Edition, which is what ended up being the reason he's saying for canceling it. but
Yeah.
I will at least have hope that he says dramatically increased.
Yeah. Use those words.
Yeah.
So, Game of Thrones has been one of the most pirated shows of all time for pretty much every single season, and it's hit a new milestone in that. Season 7 has been pirated over, a billion times. Now,
Is that it?
I'm
I had a
imagining
billion views
that-
on all my YouTube videos.
That is,
The ones you watch?
downloads for each individual episode put together, and not the entire season. being
It is
downloaded.
season 7. It's the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying they're probably counting episode 1 as one, episode 2 as another one, not like season 7 as one download. So
Right.
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean the show's pretty tits, and
It's pretty tits.
everybody watches it. Even like more people watch it than probably
I have
subscribe to
never
HBO.
pirated Game of
There's
Thrones.
so many people that don't watch it. It's surprising sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it is. People
Yeah,
are like,
my
I should
friend
watch
Brian and
that.
Jessica don't watch it. Like they run trivia occasionally, and they have this award where you want to get the best name, and a couple of people made the mistake of doing Game of Thrones references, and they're like, it's like Jon Snow's tight butt, and they'll be like, I don't know who that is.
Sorry, guys. Yeah.
I don't know who that is. So you're not getting the award.
So you lose.
Then they're like, that's entirely arbitrary. This is a really, really popular thing.
Yeah.
Just imagine a dude's butt.
This is not fair.
Yeah.
I mean, pirate sources. Ooh.
Yeah, so this article shows that most
Streaming.
85% of it is from streaming services.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
which
where
is
I
that.
watch it.
I feel like that's where most of pirating is shifted to, is bootleg streaming websites.
That
these
seems
days.
Yeah.
so weird to me. Like
It
I
does
I
to
don't
me,
think
too.
I've ever
It's
even watched something
Because
on
you
that.
don't have to download it, and you don't need.
But you are downloading it as
Still
you stream it.
download
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but
But you don't have to download it wholesale before watching the
Sure.
whole thing. Like
Yeah.
you don't have to just get the whole thing.
That's
and
true.
it doesn't stay on your computer after. It has like a.
As a life experience.
Yeah,
Shelf
exactly.
life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shelf life. Thank you.
You know,
is
you can
super
delete
handy.
things off your computer.
You know what? Maybe I like it when they auto delete. What? Maybe I like the.
John has never heard of CRUD.
Maybe I like the ability to just click it and be like right now, instead of having to wait 3 whole minutes for it to download.
I love that the
Or longer.
smallest one on here is 0.6% at private torrents.
Yeah.
That's the only way I would ever pirate anything.
I didn't even know there were places to just download things that
You mean you
pirated
break the
things
law?
that weren't torrents.
Absolutely
That's called
not.
Pirate Bay. Pirate Bay is where they're. Oh, you mean download
But
things
that aren't
torrents.
like just
Yeah.
download
Sorry.
it straight from a share.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, no.
So that would be like news groups, Usenet
Yeah.
stuff. So I used that for a long time.
I've never even
I
done
don't
that
pirate
myself.
nearly as much as I used to. Actually,
I
think
don't
I've
stream
pirated
anything
in
that's
a long
not
time.
Netflix.
And I actually don't pirate Game of Thrones just because I have HBO.
I have
so-
HBO.
Yeah,
I can
exactly.
honestly say I don't pirate.
I
Game
don't
of
have
Thrones as
HBO,
well.
but my
I
roommate
don't
has
pirate
HBO.
anything anymore.
This guy
so.
does.
Yar, you be.
Yeah, I
Oh,
haven't pirated
hey,
anything in a long time. I don't
September
think.
National Talk
good.
Like a Pirate Day is coming up. It's like the 17th or something.
That's
So
cool.
I'm gonna have
busy.
to be in
that news?
Switzerland talking like a pirate.
You should just finish off the podcast now. Talking
Like,
about
yar,
it.
you be
Yeah.
getting me another beer.
Because you
won't
won't be
laddie?
here next week anyway.
You get it all out. Get it all out right now, John.
All right. Why are you guys so weird?
What's the next news? I gave you that so your hands would be busy.
For God's
perfect.
sakes.
Bethesda teases
nothing.
that there's a new game on the horizon.
So I'm making a prediction right now. What it is? It's going to be Skyrim for your Pip-Boy in Fallout 4.
I think we
He
talked
said
about
it's Skyrim
Well,
for
I-
the
I think
microwave.
this
code
may-
name project before,
Yeah, I
right?
think this may be similar to what we talked about a couple weeks ago with Bethesda possibly doing a Game of Thrones game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a Target leaking that because of a bogus item in one of their on their websites.
And I'm pretty sure Bethesda came out and said, no, that wasn't it.
But we don't know
Right.
for certain. I mean, I'd do this. I'd backpedal too if leaked
The-
information got out.
The
I'd
reason
be
I
mad.
linked this story in there is because it's alive still. Like there is a secret Bethesda
Right.
project.
Yeah.
And the article goes on to say that this game was not going to be Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah, which is really
A
disappointing
bummer
to hear.
and a positive. I
Right.
mean, it's cool.
And it also
Interesting
points out
IP.
that there's at least 2 more major game releases they want
Yeah.
to make before they do Elder
I think
And at the bottom of this article, it says Bethesda had job listings for a AAA freemium mobile title. Could that be the unannounced game?
Yeah, so there's a very good chance that it is a mobile game.
Well, I mean, they already have one.
Yeah. But I mean, they could be doing.
Yeah.
They could be doing.
They're
just
just
saying
saying
that
that's
that-
a possibility.
that
That's
job
something
could
we
be their
know.
existing
Is it just me, or
premium
does that feel like
project.
a
that's
lot of
true. I guess
hype
that's
It's
a
for
good point.
Fallout
game?
Shelter.
Yeah.
All
it
he
could be
did
that.
was mention
I think
it, and then we hyped it.
last
You know?
time we talked about this, I did mention that when Josh and I were at PAX like 4 or 5 years ago, they were showing
Prey.
a trailer for Prey 2.
I was there with that.
It was not even remotely what Prey 2 was. So there's a chance that they may have recycled that game into a new project.
Right.
So I was
Isn't the
so
Prey
I was
that came out. It's not Prey 2. It's just Prey, isn't it?
Well,
Yes.
yeah, I know, but I'm just saying that the gameplay that they had there
Oh,
was
yeah.
like bounty hunting
And it
stuff,
replaced
and they
Prey
replaced
2,
it
like they
Yeah.
scrapped that.
entirely.
I was
so
I was
feel
in
like they keep
chat.
some of that.
I was in chat when you guys were doing that. When you guys were talking about that, because I was gone.
Uh-huh.
But that whole time I was like, yeah, and then Lenny almost punched a guy for his shirt.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
'Cause the
He
dude
had
got-
two shirts.
yeah, that guy was a dick.
What an asshole.
But like the guy like turned on Lenny, and then I think he saw all of Lenny's friends.
And you,
Yeah,
like towering over Lenny.
it was fun. It was a good time.
But it's still interesting. So we're late in the year, so no matter what it is, we're not gonna have to wait that long.
No, it's
No.
coming up
To
quick.
see.
We got less than just over 3 months of the year left.
Exactly.
Like,
So you're not gonna. It's not
Unless
like
they
you're gonna be
delay it.
sitting here for a year, like, oh, I wonder what's going on.
And
What
we'll
other-
let you guys know as soon as we know?
What other
Absolutely.
teased games have we talked about this year? Like we've talked about, like they teased early on Rockstar teased a project, and it turned out it was Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
Then a while back, Marvel teased this Avengers project they're working on. So I think Bethesda and Marvel are the only two that are like kind of hidden back. Like, what are we doing? Projects, like,
Yeah.
secret stuff. So I wonder if we'll actually see that this year, or if they're gonna wait until E3 next year to announce
To
something.
just announce it, and then we wait
Another 2 years. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's the roommate.
You got a call
It's the great and powerful Leonin blowing.
Answer it.
That's too late. It's in the
live
bio.
on air.
Oh, hello, buddy.
Bonjour, moi.
But yeah,
Julie.
a new Bethesda project right around the corner, everybody. So
Look
be
how excited
excited.
Hold
Adam
on to
is.
your tits.
Well, that's kind of the way I feel if it's just gonna be a mobile game, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not really that.
Well, I think
cool.
we at one point a while back we talked about Blizzard's Project Hydra, which might have been Overwatch, but we don't really know.
Gotcha.
I mean, it could still be
Right.
something in the works.
That's true. Yeah.
What was it that was right before? Answer it.
I mean,
Hello?
it's recording, right? So
Yo, did you already eat?
No, I'm at the podcast.
it's Monday, Lenny.
Oh.
It's Monday.
Never mind.
Hi, Lenny.
Hello, Lenny.
Hi, Lenny.
Hi, Lenny.
Hi.
What's for dinner?
Yeah, what's for dinner?
Cops.
Just stopped at Dairy Queen.
Oh, right on.
Hey,
You
get
get
me a blizzard.
I want some fries.
Did you get a blizzard?
Dub dub.
No, I parked in the parking spot and thought I'd call you because I figured.
Tell him I want a chocolate dip cone.
No, I'm good, buddy. You
It's very
just,
persistent about a Dairy Queen.
I appreciate you checking, though. It's very kind.
Chocolate dip cone.
I love you.
Love you too.
It's sensual. It's got real sensual.
Got it.
So the last news story worth mentioning tonight, and we gotta really wrap it up real quick, is
Lenny went to Dairy Queen.
Resident Evil 7 has new DLC coming
Yes,
out.
it does.
Finally.
The end of Zoe.
Unfortunately, this trailer really doesn't show anything at all.
Nothing. It shows.
It shows
footage
all
of the
gameplay.
stuff game that's already in the game.
Right. So, but there is DLC coming out, which means I need to hurry up and finish that game because
You haven't
it
beat
doesn't know. I haven't
Oh
ever
man,
beaten it.
it's good. It's good ending.
Did you ever beat Metal Gear?
No,
Anybody beat The Witcher?
except
Yes, I
Metal
have.
Gear and Resident
Not
Evil
The
7
Witcher
have
3, but The
a
Witcher.
huge disparity in time
You're
investment.
fucking
You can
lying.
beat that
Oh,
game
I'm
in
sure.
like 5 hours.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Can you really? Resident
If
Evil?
I'm
You
lying,
can do it that
dying.
fast?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think so. It's like Metal Gear. It's like a 60+ hour game, and this guy with The Witcher. I already have 60 hours in that game, and I'm not even halfway through it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm in the exact
Finish
same
The
spot
Witcher,
with you
man.
For The Witcher.
It's just The Witcher.
I get way
Alright.
too sidetracked.
All right,
in
but
that
yeah,
game.
so they didn't show
I
shit.
have like everything.
Let's play Gwent.
They didn't show shit, so I would say their hype train at this point is pretty weak.
I'm sure we'll see better
Yeah,
trailers.
I'm sure
I
we
bet you
will
it'll
too,
be
and I'll get
scary.
excited once they show me something.
I bet you'd be scary.
Just by putting it out, you're not gonna make me like, oh, you just showed me the old game.
I hope it's
Oh,
scary.
boy.
It's kind of the point.
Yeah.
I hope it's fucking terrifying. I hope Josh wets himself.
I hope we all have nightmares.
I want
because
you
of
to
it.
piss your pants.
I broke a chair You guys
That's
are not
not enough.
like, we have a new chair over here because I ripped the fucking arms off of the other
Yeah,
one.
and you're welcome. More comfortable, right?
Wait, why are you welcome?
Adam gave me this chair.
Oh, okay.
It's more comfortable, right?
Shouldn't he be thanking himself for bringing me
All
no chair?
right, so I think that's gonna do it.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're.
Be sure to check out Science Nights this week. We got more of that. John and Adam together this
Touching
week.
each other.
It'll be Chemistry is the name of the game. And
We have great
Just like
chemistry.
Nothing
That's
but
immovable.
chemistry.
I know,
as Walter
yeah, that
White
shit
would
is-
say.
funny you mentioned that. We put Walter White in the show. Like
Okay.
we got a moment with him.
Nice.
And then also we got a special. I think we're gonna do a special Cassini send-off episode too. We talked about Cassini on here. The probe that's going around Saturn right now is gonna end its life in a couple days.
Yeah.
The 15th.
Yeah,
right?
my birthday.
Yeah.
That's when it's
Happy
gonna
birthday.
penetrate
Don't you
the
think
atmosphere.
NASA should have an intervention?
On the 15th, Cassini will enter into Saturn's atmosphere and become part of the planet forever.
Or
Good job,
space
Cassini.
stuff.
Also, if you haven't yet, earlier this week we streamed a game called
Into the blue.
Shadowverse.
Shadowverse.
So go check that video out if you haven't checked it out
Time
yet.
travel.
Absolutely.
And I suppose we'll see you all again
Yep.
Next week.
Monday.
See you
How
next
did we
week.
get here, Rick?
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.